At Rinalda House this spring, we are celebrating the intersections of art and nature, birds, plants, flowers, and the artists who have taken their greatest inspiration from the natural world around us and try to recreate the joy and the exoticism and the wonder and the surprise that they felt in nature on canvases, in sculptures, and in all kinds of media. We're thinking about cross-pollination in terms of the actual pollination of flowers, by which a quarter of our food is made possible. We're also looking at cross-pollination between artists, how artists inspire one another, challenge one another across generations. The exhibition begins in the 1840s and comes right into the 21st century. And the scientist that these artists most admired was named Alexander von Humboldt. And he coined the expression, the web of life. And the web of life is an especially useful metaphor because it not only speaks to the connections within all aspects of the natural world, but also if you pull on any filament of a web, you affect the entirety of the web. And we were just becoming aware of the ecological interconnectedness of the world in this era, and it's reflected in the works by these artists. Thomas Cole, Frederick Edwin Church, and Martin Johnson Heade are the key artists of the exhibition. And the last one I mentioned, Martin Johnson Heade, declared himself a monomaniac for hummingbirds. And he sought to create a complete family album, as it were, of hummingbirds. And he traveled to South America and he captured their resplendent plumage, he captured their environments in which they lived. So some of these are family portraits of female, male, and even the nest is baby makes three, but they're extremely romantic. It makes us feel that we've suddenly come upon these splendid specimens in their native habitat way up in the canopies above Brazil. I'm standing with a sculpture by Roxy Payne, and it's entitled Bad Lawn. And what we see is a recreation of a lawn which one's neighbors might consider bad, but which the pollinators around us would consider very good indeed. So you see dandelions and mushrooms and any number of what we call weeds simply because we don't know their names, but they're flowering plants which are exactly what pollinators would want in our yard. So this kind of yard actually favors laziness, there's less work, but it also helps the pollinators in our midst. Albert Einstein said that without pollinators, humankind would have 4 years to live. We know that the bird population in America has declined by 29% since the 1970s. And of course, every year we hear dire news about honeybees and other kind of pollinators too. So allowing our lawns, allowing our natural surroundings to do their own thing is actually the wisest course in terms of pollinators themselves. Now this is a sculpture, as I said. Each element in this work was handcrafted. So the leaves and the flowers and the grasses and the mushrooms are created from synthetic materials, polymers and other things that are shaped, cut, carved, stained, pockmarked with the spots where caterpillars have eaten to create a completely contrived environment that speaks eloquently to a native environment.